Today I thought we'd talk about your relationship with your jaw because, it's almost something I take for granted these days because it was one of the first things I had to address in my journey of finding my voice was my relationship with my jaw. And I think a lot of speakers have this problem without even knowing they have it. And if you have a small voice or a kind of contained voice, definitely your jaw tension could be part of it. If you feel like you don't have a very resonant voice, like your voice can't come out of your mouth and it isn't very round, it isn't very full, that could be a symptom of your relationship with your jaw. And if you also feel like you often stop and start, those people who kind of have those abortive sentences, or if you feel like you often have to kind of stop and edit yourself while you're speaking. That is also a jaw thing, weirdly enough, more psychological than physical, but it's all related. And sometimes even tongue articulation, like if you have a really tense tongue, that can also be related to your jaw. So we've got a whole bunch of reasons why building a good, healthy relationship with your jaw is important. And I want to talk a little bit about what a bad relationship with your jaw looks like. So a lot of us have jaw tension. I actually had seized. I'm not sure exactly what the technical term is, but I would have a seized jaw every morning when I woke up. I used to grind my teeth, and I thought it was something that I just did. I just thought it was part of being me, part of living in this body. Every single morning, I would wake up, and my jaw, would be this way, my jaw would be stuck, and I wouldn't be able to move, and I'd have to turn my head over. I'd set my alarm for half an hour before I had to get up because I'd be stuck. I'd have to turn my head over and let it slowly release, kind of with gravity, before I could get out of bed and like use my mouth. It was crazy. And thinking back on that now, it seems insane, but that was my life for the first, I mean, maybe not straight away, but as young as I can remember, it's kind of school going age, maybe 6 or 7, till my mid 20s when I went to acting school. And when I went to acting school, we did lots of wonderful exercises to release the jaw. And about 3 months in, it took a while. I was doing my voice exercises every day, like a good actor. I would do my face massage every day. I would do my jaw wobble and I would do all the other things. And about after a few months, I realized I hadn't had a seizure in a while. And to be honest, I haven't had a seizure since. I have had, I do, I'm a human being. I have had jaw tension creep in. It has happened. And not in a long time, but when I'm really stressed, I do hear a bit of a pop when I open. But I haven't had a seizure since acting school. And I used to wake up with them every single morning without fail. So that's something to be said for how bad my relationship with my jaw was. I kept so much tension in here. And the problem is, we're walking around with our mouths closed. This is not the natural, this is not the natural posture for your mouth. This is the natural posture for your mouth. But how many of us walk around like that? It looks a bit silly. So I understand that you don't want to walk around looking gormless, but it is important to occasionally relax your jaw. So even if you don't have serious jaw tension like I did, it is important to relax your jaw occasionally. So one of the things that I like to do is just put my hands on either side of my jaw and just encourage the muscles to relax. So there's a big difference between opening your jaw forcibly and letting your muscles relax. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can definitely feel the difference on yourself. So if you put your hand against your mouth, against your cheeks, and if you open your jaw forcibly, you'll feel the muscles in your hand. You'll feel the muscles kind of bunch up into your hand. But if you let the jaw just relax, it actually almost feels like your muscles melt away and it feels like a big hole kind of is created in your cheeks. So that's the difference. That's how you can tell if you're relaxing your jaw or not. I would say, if you can manage 15 minutes a day of relaxing your jaw, it's going to make a huge, even if you don't do face massages, even if you don't do the exercises to relax your jaw and release the jaw, even if you just let it go for 15 minutes a day. And this can be while you're watching TV or you're on your computer at home or you're in the shower, in the bath, where no one can see you. So no one's going to make fun of me like, Oh, close your mouth or a fly's gonna fly in. Don't do this outside in the street where bugs might fly in. Do it in a space where you're safe. But really, just letting the jaw relax for 15 minutes every day could potentially change your life. Now, there's reasons that we have jaw tension. Some of it is just residual tension. Some of us just have chronic tension. It's just a thing. It creeps in from the shoulders and it creeps up the neck and it creeps into the jaw. You know, tension is very kind of contact contagious that way. So it could be that. It could be that you are an editor. So maybe you spend a lot of time pretending you're okay when you're not, or doing a forced fake smile, or putting on customer service voice because I need to be professional right now and I can't tell people how I actually feel because I'm stressed. You know, all of that stuff will create a lot of tension in your jaw, and that kind of forced change of what you're feeling versus what you're showing all shows up in the jaw. Also, if you're stopping yourself from saying something all the time, you're literally biting back your words. Some of us, the editor is here. Some of us, the editor is lower down. Some of us, you know, it depends on where it is your editing process happens. But if you're the type of person who has an impulse, you want to say something and then you bite it back, that's going to create jaw tension too. So there's all these different ways that jaw tension can creep in, and it's really important that we let it go. Now, why is it important that we let it go? Who cares if I have jaw tension, Danielle? Well, one, it hurts. Like, that's the main one, to be honest. It hurts. And if you get headaches here, that's actually, this is a muscle, this is a jaw muscle. I don't know exactly where it connects, but this is jaw tension. This headache here, this temple headache, it's from here. It's not from your eyes and your brain. It's from your jaw. So if you're the type of person who gets those kind of headaches, I would really, really recommend. And even if you're feeling adventurous, go to a massage therapist and get them to put those condoms on the fingers, and they go like the finger condom on, and they go in there, and they massage those muscles. It feels so good. You'll walk out of there and it'll feel, if you're one of those people who gets those jaw headaches, what I used to do, you come out feeling so much lighter. Like it's almost like someone's kind of done like a dry clean through your head, like just scrubbed everything out and it's all clean and fresh and open. It's amazing. So if you are one of those people, I would highly recommend that. Not all massage therapists will do it, but a lot of them will. And wow, it's just such a relief. It's amazing. We don't realize how much tension kind of happens around here just on a day-to-day basis. So that's the number one reason it hurts. Number two reason is it can affect your articulation. So if my jaw is kind of really tense, then of course my tongue is tense because my tongue and my jaw, they're best friends. They do everything together. And so if my jaw is tense, my jaw is not moving, which means I'm not articulating clearly, but also, so I'm not, moving my mouth properly, but also my tongue is probably not doing its job either. It's probably holding a lot of tension in the tongue. Tension in the tongue is bad for articulation. It's also bad for the vocal folds. They're not going to be as relaxed and kind of working as well as you would like. And if you get a sore throat occasionally, especially after speaking, if you experience vocal fry, some of that can come from having a tense tongue, and that tension travels to the vocal folds because your hyoid bone, your tongue is attached to your hyoid bone, which is part of the voice box bit. So it's all connected. They're all connected. You got to be careful of that. The other thing is resonance. So if your jaw is tense and your tongue is tense, they're taking up a lot of space in your mouth. They're also making your mouth smaller. And your mouth is your primary resonance chamber, really. So if I allow myself to relax my jaw and my tongue, there's so much more space for my voice to be created. Whereas if I have kind of a tense jaw and a tense tongue, it makes my voice much more kind of monotone and kind of smaller and more tense, really. So the sound of your voice, the pleasantness, the resonance of your voice is going to be affected by jaw tension as well. There was one other thing: articulation, pain, resonance. There's something else. I can't remember. Something I wasn't going to say, but I am going to say it now because I can't remember the first thing I was going to say is when you release your jaw, you may find, and you may not, but you may find that you really don't want to do it. It feels scary. Your body's like, nope, nope, this isn't safe. There might be a lot of physical resistance and emotional resistance to releasing your jaw. And there's a lot of theories on this. My theory is, and I can't think of the predominant theory, is that you've been holding this tension for so long that your body thinks it's necessary, because you wouldn't be holding this tension if it wasn't a matter of life or death. And so releasing that tension, your body thinks something bad is going to happen because that tension was there to stop something bad happening. And if we let the tension go, then surely something bad is going to happen. And that can really that can really stop a lot of people. It's amazing how many people, they think they're relaxing their jaw and they go from this to this. It's like, no, you want to totally relax the jaw. So if you can only fit one finger in between your teeth, you still have a lot of jaw tension. Ideally, if your jaw is completely relaxed, three fingers. Three fingers. And like I'm pretty tense right now. I'm in the middle of moving. I got a lot of stuff going on. I haven't been doing my voice exercises. And I can still mostly fit, like it was a bit of a squeeze, but I mostly fit my three fingers in. So if you cannot fit you, and in a relaxed jaw, not in a forced open jaw, because that doesn't work. In a relaxed jaw, you need to be able to fit three fingers. And if you are having trouble with that, that is a sign that you have a lot of tension in your jaw. I have some tongue roll exercises and some jaw relaxation exercises. If you're interested, give me a shout. We can do a session. I can show you how to do them. The jaw tension is so, it's prevalent in so many people, and I think it causes a lot of physical discomfort, but it causes a lot of psychological discomfort as well, because it's coming from that disconnect that I'm not allowed to be free, I'm not allowed to be seen, I'm not allowed to be open. When our jaw is relaxed and we're breathing in and out through our mouth, which is speakers, we're always breathing in and out through our mouth, we feel seen, we feel heard. And that can, if you're not used to that, it can make you feel exposed or vulnerable. Now, you're not actually more vulnerable physically than you would be without your mouth open, unless you're outside and a fly might fly in. But there's a psychological link between relaxing the jaw and feeling vulnerable. It's almost like the equivalent of an animal kind of turning over its back and you seeing its belly. It's kind of almost the human equivalent of that. So be aware of that when you're working with relaxing your jaw. Be patient with your jaw, be compassionate with your jaw. You cannot force your jaw to relax. You can't bully it into relaxing. You need to build a compassionate, loving, patient relationship with your jaw so that it feels safe enough to release. And then you can start going about connecting to yourself and expressing freely, because you don't have this huge, like, iron gauntlet barrier in the way. It's almost like a portcullis. There's this big iron bars between how you feel and what you say. So when we can relax the jaw, we can let that tension go. It allows for more free communication. It allows me to freely express myself. It allows me to say what I mean and feel seen and heard in a way that I can't feel when I'm hiding behind this big screen of tension. Big screen, big wall of tension. We don't want to hide behind our wall of tension anymore. I hope that was helpful. I really I really feel passionate about this. This is one of the first things that I learned when I was connecting to my voice, when I was learning to undo all the bad habits, all the damage I had done to my voice. And I don't know if you can hear it, my voice is quite raspy today. I haven't had enough sleep in a week, and I can start to feel it in my voice. But but don't worry, it'll go away as soon as I get some sleep. But that is it's a huge part of letting go all the facade, letting go the societal expectations, letting go the shoulds, all of that weight of expectation on us. We have to be a certain way, and all that stuff, all that garbage luggage, baggage that we are carrying, we carry it in our jaw. And so letting that go, releasing the jaw, finally letting it be free, letting yourself be open, allowing your breath and your voice to come out in a way that is much more free. it's emotionally very fulfilling. And yes, it does feel a bit scary because you're being more honest, you're being more transparent. But surely that's what we want. That's what we all want, is to be able to just be, just be ourselves, be free, be expressive, be truthful and honest without having to edit ourselves, without having to be self conscious, without having to judge ourselves. And isn't that a wonderful thing? So, no more judgy jaw, no more bullying the jaw. Be compassionate with your jaw and let that relationship start to heal the psychological and emotional parts of your speaking career as well. I hope that you found it useful, and I will see you next week.